Okay, you're recording. You're good to go.
All right, we're going to call the meeting to order at 10:03. Can we get a roll call? Pam's gone.
We lose you, Pam?
No, I think she just walked away from the camera for a second.
Yeah, she did. She'll be there in 1 sec.
Okay.
They're waiting for a roll call. Okay.
Okay. Good morning, folks.
Morning.
Roll call. Chairman Johnson. Present. Mr.
Here.
Bodinas.
Here.
Ms. Brum.
Here.
And Mr. Hayes.
Here.
And then noted we have Donahue and Associates here with us this morning.
Welcome.
Okay. Can we get a motion to approve the agenda? Or are there any additions or deletions? I guess we got to go there first.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we alter the agenda to move up under old business, a presentation on solids handling to be right after the reapproval of the agenda so that we can have our guests give their presentation and then move on and excuse themselves from the meeting. My motion is we move up the presentation from Donahue from old business to right after agenda approval.
Okay. Can I get a second for that?
I will second it. Harold Hayes.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, move that up. Next, we'll do the meeting minutes from September.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the meeting minutes as written.
All right, can I get a second on that?
I'll support that.
I suppose we should be doing a roll call vote, so we'll start doing that. Ms. Brum,
I approve, yes.
Lanny,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. All right, we will, let's do that presentation now then, right?
Brad,
Yeah, Craig,
I've allowed the Donahue folks can share their screen for the presentation, so.
Oh, great. Well, thanks. We definitely appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this meeting today. I think everybody knows that our agreement, we're definitely appreciative of that, was approved at the council meeting on Tuesday night. And, we're certainly available to, work with you all kind of through this process, and we appreciate the input. So I'm Craig Heisel. I'm project manager with Donahue, and then also on the phone and on Zoom today is Alan Williams, and he's a process engineer. And both of us have worked with the city of Marquette for a number of years now, and I think most recently Donahue did design the generator installation, and then kind of and then worked on the project plan, SRF DWR project plan with with Mark and with Kurt, and then that's evolved into this solids handling project over a period of time. So Mark, I think if it's okay, maybe the best thing to do is we had a presentation kind of reserved for the commission meeting on Tuesday, and that kind of got skipped over. So I think if it sounds all right, it's just a brief kind of overview of the project, kind of how it's evolved, maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we can respond to any questions. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, this board's got a lot more background, obviously, than the commission. So I think what they really wanted to do is hear from you, kind of what you guys were thinking, and then to be available for any questions.
So should I just go through this really quickly? Does that sound okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Okay. And it looks a little bit, so I'll just share my screen. Hopefully this will work for us here. Everybody should be able to see the presentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll get it to. And so again, I think probably we went through this a few months ago in parts, and it's just kind of been updated. So I'll just kind of walk through these slides. So just in general, this fits into, I guess, what we'd call the city of Marquette kind of strategic planning. And the concept here is that the city invests in improvements that, align with kind of an overall strategy. I think it goes without saying, but we'll say it anyway, that, regulatory compliance and operational performance are, paramount among all those. And then, just a safe work environment, energy efficiency, and I think this project fits in with that. And then, and also the kind of a concept for, conservation of water and other resources. And obviously what you discharge to is, public waters held in public trust, and that's important to all of us. Just a brief kind of overview of the SRF loan program. I know all you are familiar with this. It's managed by Eagle. This Green Project Reserve was I think, important aspect of this project, and we had some focus on that. And then, I think we're all hopeful. I know the state of Michigan is moving forward with some additional monies available to support, all sorts of different wastewater infrastructure projects. And in the state of Michigan, they had a kind of a kickoff presentation on that yesterday. And, historically, those monies are distributed through the SRF, DWRF programs. And so, just in general, we think there's some value being involved in that, especially kind of in uncertain times that we're part of today. So we're hopeful that, maybe that'll provide some advantages as this project is moving forward. And then the terms are 20 years at a relatively low interest rate. And again, if anybody has any questions, just feel free to stop me here. And then these next few slides are just kind of an overview of the project. And obviously we're kind of moving into a more detailed stage. So just a little bit about, the solids handling project. And this is just an overview of, I guess, of what we would call, the value and opportunities. The Eagle has identified $280,000 of principal reduction. I think that's, again, that supports the capital investment part of the project. And again, I think we're hopeful that, as these additional dollars move forward, that, maybe some additional funding will be allocated to this project. Another area of value is to utilize, some of the anaerobic digestion of these wastes for energy production, to manage some of the solids handling costs and flexibility on behalf of the city. This concept of revenue for the septage and high strength receiving. There's a regionality component to it associated with the septage and high strength waste. And then, again, maybe this should have been first, but just to provide, again, solids handling flexibility, some additional equipment, and all that'll support NPDES permit compliance. So that, evolves into some specific objectives. It's a septage, high strength waste, receiving. The city's invested in these combined heat and power assets. About half of those assets are operated on digester gas, the other half on natural gas. So there's some opportunity there to utilize more digester gas if we can make it. And then again, this concept of kind of liquid disposal versus solids disposal, and kind of being able to manage that, provide some additional flexibility. And one component of that is being able to pump out of kind of your liquid storage tanks to the dewatering, which you can't do now. And then also to say it a third time, but NPDES compliance is, and then I think the additional kind of dewatering systems Like now the city has kind of one thickening dewatering unit. All the biosolids have to pass through that unit. Some redundancy there. And I think Mark would reinforce that. That redundancy, is going to make their lives easier there at the treatment facility. So just some project elements, we talked about these a little bit. This concept for a new dewatering facility, you can kind of see on the site map, we've kind of looked at a couple of different locations. We'll continue to look at those locations. The one I think that kind of we keep coming back to is, over there where that current facility is, kind of in the parking lot adjacent to the liquid storage. And then there, the septic receiving, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but the septic receiving, the dewatering, and then some more dewatered storage would be kind of over in this area. We're also looking at, kind of another area kind of through here, and then maybe abandoning this older liquid storage tank. But I think, at least for now, the most favorable one is this. But that will be part of this kind of initial design evaluation. Sludge cake transfer and storage, talked about that. The septic, high strength waste receiving, and this concept of taking those wastes to the anaerobic digester. The digester kind of acts as an averaging machine. There's some capacity available in those digesters. And then there's also, we think some kind of capacity available in the secondary treatment process to support those recycle streams. And then utilizing that gas production in the combined heat and power system. And then we touched on the liquid storage transfer to dewatering. Just a little bit about the timeline. I'll just walk through this quickly, but this project plan started in 2019 with the commission support. And then it was kind of evolved with some input from Mark and I think the advisory board with amendment, to update the solids handling plan that was supported by the commission. Tuesday, the commission voted to approve kind of moving towards detailed design of this project, which, we're definitely appreciative of and really enjoy working with the city. And then as we move forward here, we think on the fourth quarter SRF loans for 2021, the bidding will be in May 2021, and then we think maybe a year and a half for construction, but those are still kind of evolving. Does that timeline seem okay? I could spend more time on that.
I had a question about the timeline. Can you hear me?
Sure. Yep.
Mark, will this be the only construction project going on at the plant between May of 2021 and December of 2022?
Yes.
Okay, so it won't.
We don't have anything else planned.
There won't be any dual competing for construction access to the site. It'll just be this one project will run for a year and a half, because I looked at the list of things you have to do, and it's ambitious. And I was just wondering if you were going to be having competing construction projects during that time.
Nope, this will be it. And we'll just have to work, as far as disruption to the operation of the plant, we'll work through that with Donahue and whoever the contractor may be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. We'll really dig into the schedule. We have a detailed schedule that we'll share with, Mark and the board. And then, we work really hard to manage to that schedule. And again, this, the process definitely incorporates feedback from, Mark and his team there, and then hopefully advisory council and, and projects, are best when we have input from a variety of different people, and we support that concept. And then just a little bit about the impacts to users. I think you've seen this before. This has just been updated with, with the loan forgiveness, and then some kind of estimates for revenue, I think we think are reasonable. and then the impact to the customers.
Just like to add at the bottom of that slide, when it's referencing the per customer, this slide was set up for the city commission meeting. So that's in reference to city customers. So the cost to the city of Marquette would be on the right. You know, basically we're figuring the annual net cost, our bond payment per year is going to be $143,300. With the revenue we're expected to take in, if we bring in more revenue, that number will come down. And obviously this wouldn't start until the next budget cycle.
So, you know, I think that's, thanks, Mark. I think that's the, you know, all the slides. So again, we're definitely available to respond to any questions, and, you know, we appreciate the collaborative approach that the city, I think, that has always taken. So.
And as we move forward with more detailed design, I'll definitely keep the board advised every month where we are and where we're headed.
One more question, and I hope it's not premature. We just did a huge, I want to say, upgrade to the facilities for Johnson Controls. Will this project upgrade be integrated into the Johnson Controls upgrade, or will it run as a separate project?
This is a separate project, but we're leveraging the Johnson Control project with the cogen units.
Okay.
You know, that's how we really got the green forgiveness. The loan forgiveness is $283,500, you know, because we're going to put in the septic receiving station, high strength waste. And, you know, we're hoping to create more biogas so we can run that second engine more on biogas than natural gas.
Okay.
So that's really the only tie-in with JCI project.
Okay.
I have a question on the economics of using the high strength waste and the fog for generating more gas. Has anybody ever done a capital or economic analysis to determine whether that's actually feasible or not for recovering all the money that we're going to put into it? I've never seen.
I can
indicate that.
I can respond to that, Mark. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So,
that's why I wanted to do today.
As part of this, you know, we've been working with the city on this project, you know, again, since, you know, since the initial project plan was submitted, and then it was the amended project plan that then included the septic receiving and the high strength receiving and the concept of anaerobic digestion. So as part of that, you know, we you know, the updates to the amendment incorporated kind of a review and a cost analysis of those different components. And so that cost analysis looked at the capital investment, and it also looked on the operational side. So, you know, we made some assumptions for revenue from the septage and fog or high strength receiving. We made some assumptions for, you know, the additional gas production because we're providing volatile solids to the anaerobic digesters and converting those solids to methane. So we have some assumptions for that, and included some assumptions for evolving, you know, to more dewatered solids disposal versus liquid solids disposal. So we had, you know, cost allocations for kind of a liquid solids disposal versus dewatering, unit pricing, and then we made some judgments on that. And then those judgments also included the additional solids that would be produced from the septage and high strength receiving. So that cost analysis, both capital and operational, you know, had some assumptions and made some judgments kind of on all those impacts.
You have a specific document that shows all this, what you're talking about?
Yeah, we developed a technical memo that you know, I think that Mark and Kurt.
I guess I want to see a specific. I mean, I've never seen an actual breakout of the different options. We have, you know, solids handling improvements project, which is one project, which is the deal with our shortcomings in solid storage, I guess, and handling. And then we add the high strength waste and fog part of it, which increases the cost for that part of the project. In other words, all our costs for solids handling and disposal are going to go up based on this additional waste that we're going to receive. So I want to see something that shows that this is an economic feasible option, as opposed to let's fix this Johnson Control issue because we don't have enough gas to meet their requirements as far as running 2 engines. So if we go through all this, are we going to actually be generating, I guess, is there going to be a break-even point where we're going to recover all that money? And I've never seen anything on that. And I guess I want to see a specific breakout on that particular part of the project.
Mark, may I just follow up? So, maybe we can share that tech memo that was developed and included kind of that economic analysis. And again, we looked at kind of different alternatives as part of that. And then, just to reinforce that that economic analysis includes additional solids, includes evolving from kind of, more dewatered solids, and then includes the energy component, and also includes the revenue on the septic side. But we made judgments on all that.
I'd like to see that document, I guess. So that was my biggest issue with this whole project.
Yeah. Yep.
I understand we need the solids handling improvements, but I'm not sold on this fog and septics. I mean, it's good to be proactive, but I don't think we should be necessarily the source for everybody getting rid of their septic because that's, we need a plant for that. So
yeah,
that might be the case.
Craig, is there, sorry, Harold.
Go ahead.
Is there a way that you can show, what you're estimating the cost of the septic receiving station is, and what the added cost of the extra solids we're going to be taking in, kind of come up with a number there, and then, subtracting the loan forgiveness, figuring out what the payment would be over 20 years, getting that number, and then we can see what we're estimating for revenue and, and natural gas savings. And that might show that the high strength waste receiving station is going to pay for itself.
Yeah, it's all in that kind of tech memo. So we I think we looked at all that. So if it sounds okay, what I'll do is I'll just we'll resurrect that tech memo, and then maybe Mark, you and I can just walk through it one more time, and we can just share it with the board. It has all this information in it, and and we worked iteratively on it.
I think we've looked at it, and it's just trying to pick all the pieces out.
Yep.
It's just trying to streamline it so it's more straightforward.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So we can share you kind of how we put it together, and then, we definitely are interested in, feedback on kind of the assumptions and judgments and things like that. But, we just used kind of like for the solids, for example, I think Kurt gave us we work with Mark and Kurt on the volumes, and then how we thought that those volumes the ratio of solids of dewatered to liquid, how we thought that might change. We included what additional solids would be produced by the septic high strength waste processing. And then I think that Kurt gave us some updated numbers, I can't remember if kind of based on the haulers and things like that. So we could start with that, and then, we'll work, if there's some other questions or things like that, but that would be a good foundation to work from.
I've been listening to this discussion. As a board member, I would be interested in seeing the actual technical memo. And then with the understanding, it's a living, breathing document that will be updated as the project progresses to give the most relevant information. But I'd like to see that basic document, please.
I have it, and I'll share that. I'll email it out to the board after.
Thank you.
I think we've distributed it before, but it's been quite a while when we first received it.
and we get that, it's the devil's in the details, and some of those breakdowns and things were a part of kind of worksheets that were developed that were, I think, included as attachments and things like that. And we definitely, would walk through those, and work through those calculations together or whatever we need to do. So.
I guess that's all I need on it. I just, I guess I feel I have to be convinced yet.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And then the other element that we're worked on and we'll continue to work on is just the mass balance for your facility. We got, we looked at kind of your design, kind of, facility design versus your loads, and then judgments on increases in, ammonia, for example, from the additional processing that's going to be recycled back to your secondary treatment plant. So, we take a holistic approach to your facility when we look at this.
Any other questions or?
I have one more question. I'm seeing help wanted signs in every business in the city. Has Donahue got the staffing in place to run this project without additional hiring, or do you plan on additional hiring?
Oh, we have the staffing in place. We're geared up to do it. We've been looking forward to this. Part of, the SRF, has its challenges, but the good part about it is that it has a really systematic approach. And then, the city plans for these projects and our team plans for these projects too. And then GAI, is kind of our local partner there. So they're getting ready to do the site surveys, wetland delineation, and some borings and stuff, before the weather really turns on us here. So, we're definitely geared up and ready to go. It's a really important project for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, is there any other questions from the board?
Not for me.
If not, I think we can let Craig go.
Yeah, well, thank you, Craig, and the rest of you guys, Alan, for stopping in today.
Yeah, we appreciate your time as well. Thank you.
We can bring
Thank
them
you.
back to, as we hit certain milestones, as we advance the project.
Yeah, I think that'd be a
I'll
very good idea.
Yeah, this will
For
stay on our.
sure. We do
Sorry,
this as a partnership, so we definitely want a collaborative approach. So, and we value everyone's experience.
All right, well, thank you, guys. It's very much appreciated.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, have a nice
All right, see
day.
you, Craig. Yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. Moving on to the financial report. You had something to say on that one, Mark?
Just that we have 12 months. It's 100% complete, but there's still some bills out there that need to come through the system. So Gary's not going to be able to true it up until we reach that point. It's the same things we've been talking about. We were really under on power just because of the way we budgeted, obviously, and then we were way over on natural gas. That's all going to even itself out. And then the water was quite a bit higher too, but other revenue obviously was quite high, but that's the way we budget for it. We're going to see that go down in the next year. We're no longer taking the BLP water. They shut that down, so.
Mark,
Any questions on that?
I had a question on a BLP. I noticed that they're loading coal there still. You know what's going on there?
Yeah, you know what I think? I think all that coal's going out to Cleveland Cliffs. And I thought initially Cleveland Cliffs was buying the coal from We Energies that they had left. But I don't know. I don't think We Energies and Cleveland Cliffs get along very well. And I don't know if that fell through. But at the Tilden mine, they do burn coal. They're allowed to burn a certain percentage of coal to heat their kilns. Obviously, they can't burn it all the time, so they have to use natural gas. But yeah, the mines still use coal. So a lot of the limestone, that's where they're getting it unloaded at. And I think that coal's for that.
They mentioned at the commission meeting Tuesday night, the We Energy spokesperson was there. He was asked about the coal piles, and his promise was that they should be gone by spring. He did not specify where exactly they'd be going, but there's still a visible amount of coal present. And he spoke about the coal like it was a wrapped up deal, that it would be gone and then it wouldn't be coming back.
Yes. And I'd be surprised that they're actually trucking it out of the UP when, you know, it's possible that Cleveland Cliffs could have bought it and burned it. But yeah, that's between them.
Any other questions on the financial report? Can I get a motion to approve that?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the financial report as written.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote again. Margaret?
Approved.
Lenny?
You guys there?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I lost you for a second.
So Brad
you
was
vote?
doing a roll call vote on
Okay.
the financial report.
Okay, did you call my name?
Yep.
Okay, I'm a yes.
Okay, Harold?
Yes.
And chair votes yes. Okay, going on to the operations.
Dan's not here today. He's busy in the plant, so he asked me if I could give the report. You know, we're still following our protocols. There's 2 people in a room together. They have to have a mask on. Continue to do the COVID sampling. I just got a latest report from MSU, and you know, I think the last 3 or 4 samples, it's being detected in our wastewater. Van Dam has finished storage tank number 1. They switched over to number 2, and they're doing a good job in getting that down. I'm confident we'll have it empty by the end of the month for sure, if not in the next week or 2. We did replace all the media, all 3 vessels with a gas conditioning skid. And this is the first time we had to do the siloxane tanks. We were kind of worried that it was going to be difficult because the first time we did the H2S vessel, we had a hard time getting it out. And we thought that was because it sat for a long time without being used, and with the moisture in there, that it, you know, really kind of solidified. But it did come out relatively easily, and it's all been changed. Good news is that siloxane media has lasted over a year, which is longer than it was supposed to. So that's a good thing. The Moino pump, belt filter press pump, that's been ordered. So nice to get that in. So we'll have some reliability there. Dan submitted a whole bunch of cogen data to JCI. We had 2 operators attend a training course for their certification, Eagle certification for wastewater treatment. Industrial wastewater for the month, it was our normal people. That's the last time we'll see BLP. The monthly revenue was $4,500. We did have a near tragedy, the fire up in Ishpeming. That was one of our employees that was pulled out of the house, and he was
Ouch.
airlifted down Ann Arbor to the burn center. The good news is, it sounds like he is being discharged and he's going to be coming back home either, I think, today or tomorrow. So he is doing well. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I did ask the city manager to start moving forward with filling our open position, and he approved that. It is on the city website right now, and we're already starting to get applications. And I'm going to try to fast track that as soon as we take it out. I didn't see what the date was for how long it was going to be up. But once that date is done, we're going to go and pick who we want to interview and then get that moving so we can get that position filled as quickly as possible. That's about it. You know, just staffing and as far as maintenance goes, prioritizing what we need to get done. And then we're going to work on catching up when we get everybody back. That's about it for compliance. Compliance, we were in compliance the entire month since the last meeting. No issues there. Plant's running great.
Without breaking anybody's HIPAA rights, there's a GoFundMe page set up for that employee's family. And on that page, they posted updates. He's still in Ann Arbor. They expect to discharge him in the next few days. I think his wife's down there with him now. The list of ailments he encountered is long. I mean, and again, HIPAA privacy, I don't like commenting on this, but it did indicate that he would be heading back to the Upper Peninsula sometime in the near future.
Right. And we have a card here that we're taking a collection here from the staff that we're going to be giving to him.
And there is a GoFundMe page because it's regularly being updated. Can I make a request? This goes back to the grease trap reviews from last year, which were always pushed to the end of the list for a lot of really, really good reasons. And I was looking at the agenda the other night. I don't want to get into the details of a plant manager about the growing list of repairs, but would it be possible for next month to have a list of repairs shared with the board? And I don't mean that we were going to second judge you about what you're doing. I just don't know if there's 2 issues on that list, or if it's 12 issues, or it's 24 issues. And heading into winter, I'd kind of like to get a feel for, are we comfortable operating at this level of preventive maintenance, or should we, as the board, be helping you get resources to shorten up the list? Because these types of put it off, it makes perfect sense, especially in these difficult times. But I'd like, if possible, for the next meeting when we get to preventive maintenance, if we could see the list you're working from. Okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep, we could do that. And I don't want to make it sound like we're, not maintaining the plant, or, things are broken down and we're not fixing it. We just have to prioritize what we're doing. Things are getting fixed. It's not affecting the operation of the plant at all. If anything, I think it's more the routine preventative maintenance is where we're kind of falling behind on.
So since we went this way, Mark, question I've had for a while is, how come the wastewater plant guys have to take care of the grease trap? Why isn't that fall under the sewer department?
It used to fall under the utility inspector, who was part of the water department. Okay. And he was supposed to do the grease trap inspections and then charge it obviously to the sewer utility. But basically they said they didn't have time to do it. He was so busy with the water side of it that he just didn't have time to do it well enough. So Kurt decided, along with the supervisor here at the time, to take that on. And we've been doing it ever since. And we have been out doing inspections.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, we were, like I had shared before, our employee that does it has been off for quite a bit. But he did come back, and he has been out doing inspections. Currently, he's off again. So, but yeah,
right.
No.
We've also been out doing inspections here throughout the summer too. Just trying to go into some of the places that we can get into, and kind of keeping up on that as well. So.
Yeah, I think it's more a showing the flag type of thing. They know that you're going to be coming and checking on them. They do a much better job of taking care of it. We did find one hotel in the town that had bypassed their grease trap. They had cut it off and put a drain down, and talking to the maintenance guy, he said that they have nothing but problems because everything goes down into a sump, and then that sump discharges out to the city's collection system. I'm like, well, yeah, you're having a lot of problems because it's full of grease. So anyways, we did take we didn't take enforcement action. We just wrote them a letter telling them they had to fix it, and they did take care of it. But other than that, I think, generally they're pretty good about it. They can get pretty lax, if we don't get there for some time. But we try to get to all the establishments once a year at minimum. And then the ones where we know we're having some problems, we try to get back, multiple times. And that seems to really take care of the trick.
I brought this up before and I'll bring it up again. And the TV6 and all the news stations are struggling with stories. I would love to see a story about the grease trap inspections in the local areas. I think it would educate the public that even in a time of pandemic, the routine is being done. And it would also educate a lot of we're getting a lot more food trucks, and especially in the parking lot where the old Valley's restaurant is, they're now got almost a permanently parked fish food truck. And these are the sorts of things, it's educational, and it's also, if the public knows you're still doing this sort of thing, they can understand it. Because that story about the restaurant or the hotel is absolutely classic, which is, oh, well, we bypassed that because it was a problem, and then it turns out it's a problem because you bypassed it. It's just, I keep bringing up the issue of letting the public know what you're doing, because these are the things they don't see behind the scenes that do make a huge difference. So I'll leave that, if I turn on the TV6 News and see a story about grease traps, I'll be very happy.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
Okay. Is that it for all business then, Mark?
Yes, that's all I have.
Okay, there's no new business. Public comment. I'm not really seeing anybody on the line here. Am I missing anybody, Randy?
No one, no public present.
Okay. Closing that up, we'll go to board member comment. Let's start with Ms. Brum again.
Ms. Brum, thank you for listening to her. I'm putting my PFAS comments in public comment this week. If everybody can see this, the Mining Journal had an editorial about PFAS and how it was becoming an issue throughout the Upper Peninsula. And the reason I mentioned this is because Harold's made a point in the past, if it doesn't happen within the fence, it's not really within our purview. The PFAS is becoming part of the lexicon of government agencies throughout Michigan and even in the Upper Peninsula. And when the Mining Journal does an editorial like this, the awareness is increasing. So I wanted people to be aware of that. This didn't come from the state, it came from the Mining Journal. And they cover K.I. Sawyer, which is the hot spot in Marquette County. Also, there's a PFAS summit coming up, the Great Lakes PFAS Summit, October 26th to the 30th. I'm sure you can't see this on my phone, but there's an app. And I signed up for the conference, and your guy Dan is also signed up. It's 4 days of people talking about everything you want to know about PFAS from a government standpoint, including biosolids, including firefighting, including accumulation in game animals in certain areas. And I looked at the list of attendees, because with this app, you can see who's coming. And there's a lot of people coming from the Great Lakes area, including several from Canada and a lot from Wisconsin as well. So this is not within our fence line per se, but it is a Great Lakes Summit. And as you all know, Michigan is leading the nation in the examination of PFAS. And this is an example of a lot of people getting together and sharing their information, including there's one article on the accumulation of PFAS in biosolids and the way they treated the biosolids before they discharged it. I guess ours goes to a farmer's field. So I'm looking forward to this. It's virtual. Can't guarantee I'll go to every session, but since I'm not representing the city, I just signed up as a regular person. I expect at the next meeting, Pam, that I'll have an update for the board. And at that point, I may be asking for an agenda item on new business. Not so much that we had to take action, just to let you know, summarizing what you see. In other words, I'm excited about this. It's an opportunity to share because it just it's the hot button topic. It's just the hot button topic this year. That's all I had.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Brum. What about you, Lenny? Nope, can't hear you.
Yeah, my computer for some reason keeps shutting the mic and the speaker off on its own here, so I don't know what's going on, but I don't have anything new.
I would bring it up
Tell
to your
John you
manager,
need one.
tell him to get you a new one.
Yeah, I got the desktop here. I think I'm going to use that the next time.
I'll send a message to your manager. Okay, Harold, what about you? You got anything?
No additional comments.
Okay, I have two things. Mark, I would like you to wish the gentleman, your employee from the fire, best of luck, speedy recovery.
Yep.
Goodwill with him. Also,
you.
the second thing that I wanted to touch a base on a little bit is I've been working with the state, Eagle, and several committee members. There's a task force that was put together, and I was contacted by Eagle to see if I would sit on it. I've been sitting on that since about the time this COVID started in March. It's to certify collection system communities that collect waste and send it down to another plant. It's just for the collection side. So Lenny, your guys will fall under this. You and your guys will also. And it's going to work similar to how the water licenses work. It's going to be a C4 is going to be your lowest, and it goes up to C1. We've been working at coming up with guidelines and grandfathering and all kinds of stuff, training schedules, and we are getting fairly close, I think, to rolling this out. I'm guessing middle next year is we'll start getting this out to the communities to start getting people trained and things like that. So I think it's a very good thing. I am the only person from the UP that's sitting on this board. So I've actually, I'm very glad that they picked somebody from up here to realize the differences in collection systems. They couldn't realize how small some of us really are in the state. So it's a good thing.
Well, we'll have to, we have a UP local for Water Environment Federation, and we hold training, obviously, so we can get our CECs.
Yep.
We'll have to start including the, some stuff geared towards the collection side to make sure you guys can get your CECs.
Right.
That's not going to affect like the city of Marquette.
That should not affect you guys.
Because basically we have all of our sewer crew guys, none of them have any sort of wastewater certification or, they're just utility guys. So I don't see why it would burden, like Chocolate Township and Marquette Township, that you guys have to be certified, and then the cities don't have to be if they own, or, if it goes directly to a wastewater plant.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I'm curious.
Who's going to take care of your guys take care of the lift stations, correct?
We do. But I guess I need to know what the state is looking at here, because the wastewater leaves a house, Public Works sewer crew is responsible for it until it gets to the plant here, unless it goes into a lift station. The minute it goes into a lift station, the staff here are responsible for it until it leaves that lift station. And then it's back to the Public Works crew. And obviously we work really closely with them.
Yeah, so I think some of your guys are going to have to be required to get this.
I didn't even know about it. I'll have to look into that and pass it on to Scott Kimbenzi.
Yeah, I can touch base with Scott also on this. A lot of people don't know about it yet. It's okay. we're just starting to work on guidelines and things like that, right? You know, or that's what we've been working on. So it's going to come
I think it's a
rolling out here probably early to mid next year.
Okay. Yeah, keep me advised on that one.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, that's all I had.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, there's a motion made to adjourn. Can I get a second?
I'll support.
Supported. We'll do a roll call. Margaret,
Yes.
Lenny,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
and the chair will vote yes. So, all right, guys. Have a great
Great.
day.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good
All
day.
right.
Great day, work safe.
Bye now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey, guys.
Bye.